Hello and welcome to episode 150 of my Wurm Unlimited tutorial series. This episode will be on making a wax sealing kit. Well, in actual fact I'm going to be making 4 of them. But before I begin, say hello Raynstorm.
Hi everyone, Raynstorm here.
Okay, so I'm starting this episode by the domestic hive I made a few episodes ago. I wanted to show you that it is now active thanks to Raynstorm, who was wandering by earlier, noticed that the hive was active. She went and checked the wild hive. That has a queen in it, and so a second queen had appeared in that hive and has migrated to my domestic hive. Excuse me. So let's start by taking a look at that to show you. But what I will do, of course, is light my bee smoker because I don't want to get stung. So remember to always do that before opening your hives. So let's light it. There we go. Now it's safe for me to have a look. Remember, if you see the hive wobbling like this, you know it's active. Also, when you hover over it, it says active. And remember, I told you previously, that means it's got a queen in it. So let's open it up. Okay, so as you can see, the queen has been busy. There's some sugar and there's some honey. There isn't no wax in it because earlier today, me and Raynstorm were doing stuff, and she mentioned about she found this hive was active and mentioned what was in it. And so I asked her to get the honey and the wax out for me. As you can see, there's more honey in it, so I'm going to take that out. Because remember the bee, in fact I can't take that out because I haven't got a jar. I'll leave it in anyway because there's not much sugar in there at the moment. We've got to grow some sugar. So I'll leave that in there as a surplus for when it munches through the sugar, which the queen will. So there we go. That was very quick. In the space of 1 week, this domestic hive, 1 week in real time that is. It's Sunday today, and it was last Sunday when me and Raynstorm was making this domestic hive in that episode. So in 1 real-time week, a queen bee has left the wild hive because there were 2 in there and has come to this hive. So there we go. Okay, now we need wax though, because what good is a wax sealing kit without the main component being wax? So for that reason, Raynstorm is now going to teleport me to a wild hive that she found, bless her soul, so I can use the wax out of it. Ready when you are, Raynstorm. Thank you.
It's in the birch tree straight in front of me. You see it?
Oh, they're maples. Oh, yeah, here's the birch. Alright, gotcha. Okay, so let's go and have a look. Okay, so in here you can see there's 10 beeswax and also some honey. Now what I'm going to do first of all is read from the wonderful Wurmpedia a description of the wax sealing kit. A kit that can be used to seal some containers if they just have liquid in. And here's some notes from the wonderful Wurmpedia as well. Wurmpedia that is. Failure to create a wax sealing kit will cause some damage to both the beeswax and the piece of cloth. Can be used to seal large pottery amphora, small pottery amphora, pottery flask, pottery jar and the water skin. Raynstorm and myself are going to test some additional items. Aren't we, Raynstorm?
We sure are.
Yeah. It can be placed in so wax sealing kits can be placed in bulk storage bins or crates, and can start creating these at 21 papyrus making skill. The first step to making a wax sealing kit, however, is we need to make a label. So before I get to that, Raynstorm's going to give me some containers so I can put the honey, oh, and also the components I need for making the wax sealing kit. Thank you. Okay, right, so let's now reopen the hive, and I'm going to be putting the honey into the jar. So let's right click on it and fill. Notice it's only taken 2 kilograms out, so it's very useful for if you're on your deed or roaming around the wilderness. You don't want to kill off a hive, so just use a pottery jar and it will take out exactly 2 kilograms of the honey, thereby leaving honey in there for them to eat. Okay, let's now grab the beeswax, which I can take all of it because that they won't need to eat. Not unless they're mad bees. Okay, so we have that now. Okay, so now that I've got the wax, the first thing I'm going to do, like I mentioned previously though, is to make a label. To make a label, you will need a pair of scissors and some paper. And you'll remember in the last episode I made some paper. This again will use the papyrus making skill. So let's bring up the skills window, and you can see that I have been grinding my papyrus making. In actual fact, I stood next to, well, I went to one of my storage bins where I have over 1,000 wood scraps. I mean, I've more than that. I've got 1.5 years worth of wood scraps, and trust me when I tell you, I think there's about 20,000 in there. Anyway, I threw in my pocket 70 kilograms worth, walked to the fountain and got busy, and the next thing you know, I'm on 23 papyrus making skill. It's going to be still difficult because remember, it's 21 you have to have minimum in order to do this, so don't forget that, okay, because otherwise you're going to be bashing yourself wondering why you can't do it. So you need 21 in papyrus making. Okay, let's excuse me, let's now make this label. So I'm going to activate, well, in actual fact I'm not going to activate the scissors, I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm going to use the recipe window. So I need to make a label. Let's type in label. Okay, notice here you can either use papyrus paper. I'm actually trying to widen that. Oh goodness,
stretch it out to the right.
Yeah, of course, being silly. There we go. Right, so you can either use papyrus or paper, and I may well show when I get into the cooking side of it making the papyrus sheets. I deliberately showed you the paper sheets because I know y'all are going to have a ton of wood scraps in your storage bins, but if you don't, remember you can use reeds. Thank you, Raynstorm. I'm so glad you said that because there was absolutely no way I was going to remember reeds.
Yeah, you take the reeds and turn it into fiber. And
that's it. But I think I've done that already, but I'll do it again in the future when I get closer to cooking and recipes. So I can do that then. For now though, I've shown you the paper way. So let's add the label that uses paper into the recipe window. Notice, like I say, it's going to use the papyrus making. And now let's create, I need 4. Oh wait a minute, I need to drop the sheets of blank paper in. There we go. Now let's create, well, let's create as many as I can. I think 5 I can make. Or how many do I get out of each piece? In actual fact, I think we get more than.
That's okay, you're going to need them for other things. So
yeah, look, yeah, get tons of them. Yeah, so I'll just keep making them. It's all good. Helps my papyrus making, I should say. So as you can see there, I've got 25 labels now. Okay, good job. There we go, we got plenty. Right, okay, so we have labels, but we still don't have this wax sealing kit. So let's move on and make one. Okay, now to make a wax sealing kit, you will need 1 square piece of cloth, some beeswax, string, and a label. Again, this will use the papyrus making skill. And again, remember you need at least 21 in the skill. So let's now go back to the recipe making window, and in here I'm going to type wax, and there you go. We've got ourselves wax sealing kit. Let's expand that, and you'll see there's the materials I just mentioned to you. We'll add that to the crafting window, and now we'll create. Okay, now I'm going to add that unfinished wax sealing kit to the crafting window, and now add these components. So on a label, and now the stringer cloth. Oh, I just messed that up. Let's try it again.
I was going to say, you were doing a lot better than I was.
Yeah, no, I dropped it in the wrong side, as I normally
Uh-oh.
do. That's okay. The viewers would have thought something was wrong if I got it all right first time. They'd have thought it wasn't me here talking to y'all. Okay, there we go. Right, I think now, yes, yay, we have a wax sealing kit. It only took about 5 episodes to get here, but we have one. But that's not enough, because we need 3 more. So, let's add another one. And create. And you're going to see why I need 4 in a moment. Okay, so let's add another label. As you can imagine, you will want to seal loads of liquids up. I mean, Raynstorm had the best liquid, in my opinion. It was the best liquid she could have chose to demonstrate sealing items, and it was milk. I mean, milk you use to make cheese, amongst other things, with all this cooking, new cooking stuff. So milk is just, and imagine this, picture a amphora rack full of large amphoras of milk. Now how much milk is that?
We used to have to make the cheese right away because the milk started to
Yeah.
rot immediately.
Yeah,
So,
milk always rotted so quickly in Wurm. So
and then we had the same issue with getting sap from the maple trees. So when you wanted to make wine, you had to time it just right. You couldn't make your grape juice to make the wine yet until you can get your sap.
yeah,
It's all about timing. Now they just made it so much better.
yeah, so much more fun. And after all, is that not what it's all about? Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the last one. Oh, I've nearly got my papyrus making to 24, so that's good. There we go.
And you're definitely going to want to have that skill up because you're going to need it for some cooking stuff.
Yep, it's going in the right direction. Okay, I've got me 4 wax sealing kits. So now is the time for us to demonstrate their use. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to demonstrate sealing the pottery jar that has the 2 kilograms of honey. I know it's not a lot, for goodness sake. I'm doing this just to demonstrate to y'all that you can do either a small amount or a larger amount. So, in order to seal this jar, we'll activate a sealing kit, right click on the pottery jar and left click seal. And there you go, you can see it's going through, sealing, bang. And now you can see that you've got sealed pottery jar of honey. Now, where can you store this, Raynstorm?
You can put it on the ground, you can put it in your kitchen, you can keep it in your inventory, you can put it in cabinets.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a few. So you could, but know this, the honey in this jar will not rot at all.
Yeah, so drop it on the ground and they can see what it looks like on the ground in the pot with the
Okay.
label on it.
Yeah, good point. Oh, I hear the sound of bees. Good job I've got my bee smoker still lit. Okay, let's drop this down. And there you go. Well, actually, it looks just like a pottery jar.
But hover over it.
Oh yeah, if I hover over it, it says, yeah, honey, sealed pottery jar honey. So yeah, that's all good. Let's take that back.
So I used to keep olive oil in mine when I was just making small batches to keep them in different quality levels, and my olive oil would rot. So now I can keep them sealed.
Yep.
I don't have to worry about that.
Well, I shall be using the amphora racks and amphoras, and all your cows have had it. They're all going to get milked. Okay, yeah. So next let's try with a small pottery amphora. So I'm going to take that. Oh yeah, you've got some milk in it. Well done, Raynstorm. Okay, so I'm going to activate a wax sealing kit. I'm going to right click on the pottery amphora and I'm going to choose seal. Again, it's going through, and if I expand that a bit, you can see now it says sealed small pottery amphora, brown cow milk, and I can also stick this straight in the amphora rack.
Right.
So that's the best way for storing that. Okay, let's now try with a small barrel. Actually, Raynstorm, let's have a look. Has it got any liquid in it?
They all do.
Oh, they do? Good.
Yes.
Okay.
That one I think is sheep's milk.
Yeah, so you like feta, do you?
I love feta in my salads.
Oh, there you go. You know where her mind was when she done this barrel. Right, okay, so I'm going to again activate a wax sealing kit. Right click on the small barrel and no option to seal. So okay.
No, we can't.
Yeah, so we can't. So we was just demonstrating to try different items. Like I'm going to try bucket next, just to show you that you can't use these items. So okay, the barrel is out of the question. Let's drop it down over here so Raynstorm can get it back, because she'll want her feta.
Yep.
Okay, let's now try the bucket, which is trying to hide from me. Now, I don't for one moment imagine that you can use a sealing kit on a bucket, but just for demonstration purposes, no doubt there's someone out there who wonders, can a bucket be used? Well, just to try and answer that question for you, activate the wax sealing kit, right click the bucket, and no, you can't use a bucket. Okay, so forget the bucket and forget the small barrel. It was, remember, a large pottery amphora, small pottery amphora, pottery flask, pottery jar, and a water skin. That's what you can use. So let's drop that back down on the ground. There you go. There's your... What did you have in that one? I can't remember now.
I had bison milk in that one.
Oh, let's give you your cow milk back.
So I can have buffalo milk. I mean buffalo cheese.
Yeah, you'll have a cheese selection.
Yep.
And let's give you the pottery jar with the honey.
Oh, so what? Well, since you've got the pottery jar, show them how to unseal it and what happens with the seal, and then reseal it back.
Oh, good. Yeah, very, very good idea. Okay, so to unseal the pottery jar, just right click on it, and in the list you'll see you've got unseal. Left click on that. Again, it goes through the process of unsealing, and
notice the seal takes a little bit of damage.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's the seal that Raynstorm's talking about. It's taken 4 damage. So every time you seal and unseal, it will take more and more damage. But bear in mind how simple these are to make and how fantastic the use is for them. Especially if you've got a large urn full of, what do they fit? Is it 180 kilograms of liquid?
No, 200 and something. It's bigger
280,
than a barrel.
yeah.
More than a large barrel.
So imagine that, 280 kilograms of honey, your year's worth of honey. You don't want it rotting, so you can just use one of these on it. I mean, how cool is that? Just right click and reseal. So you're going to use the same one, and it'll just keep taking a bit of damage. And there you go.
So I'm gonna do my rack with inside the rack. All the amphora is gonna be by quality, just like I do my BSBs, and then that way I can, not what do you call it? When you mix it, I don't want it to average out. I want to keep some things I want high quality. So that's why I'm gonna separate them out.
Yes, very, very good idea. Especially for keeping your high qualities. I understand with that completely.
Well, like olive oil, in order to make a high quality compass, you need high quality olive oil and skills, and so you need to be able to do that.
Yeah, I must get around to making myself a decent compass at some point. I must spend a weekend grinding that skill. What skill is it I need to grind for that?
Oh, I don't remember, but you're going to have to get... to get the high olive oil, you're going to need to do, is it juice? What is it? It's under cooking. Beverages. You're going to have to get beverages up high, because you're going to have to make high quality olive oil to do it.
And my beverages I've barely touched. It's on 5.
Oh, mine's at 26, so...
Yeah, so I'm going to have some fun with that. And no doubt that will be another good episode. Okay, so on the subject of wax sealing kits, is there anything else you'd like to add, my dear Raynstorm?
Nope, I think you covered it all, and I butted in when I wanted to say something.
Don't use the word butted. You helped.
All right, I helped.
You interjected.
There, I was just going to say that too, so.
Yes, with usual good grace.
Oh, thanks.
Right, okay, so, yeah. That's that, isn't it?
Yep. Oh, and don't forget, when you get back to your place, to put that beeswax in a BSB. And your sealing kits if you have any left over.
Oh, yes, yeah, good point. Thank you for mentioning that. So, with your beeswax, in fact, I'll wait for Raynstorm to teleport me back, and then I'll show you.
Okay, so I'll be right back.
Thank you. Yeah, so we'll finish this episode by me showing you that you can store which of these items you can store in the BSB, because we don't want you getting damage on any of your items. My tent has had 66 damage for the last year and a half. Strange that.
It shouldn't take any more as long as it's in your inventory.
Yeah. I just use it for hunting trips, so it's very brief when it's on the ground.
Oops. If I spell your name right, it would help.
That would help indeed.
Okay. Here you are.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so yes, let's finish then by storing. So let's see the quality levels. They're all 51. That's very good.
That's the quality of the hive, that's why.
Ah, right, thank you. Of course it is. Okay, so I'll store it in my 50 bin. Okay, let's now drag and drop them.
Hopefully there's room.
Yeah, my bin is getting full. Okay, let's do the... Oh, right, these are going to be... These are 2 different bins, I'm afraid. So, one in the scrap bin.
I could put it up in your kitchen. Here, give it to me. I'll put it up in your house.
What, the wax sealing kit?
Yeah, near the kitchen.
Well, I was going to put... Is that where I'm going to need them, is it? Okay.
Yeah. Because are you just going to show them?
Yeah, I was just going to show them. Let's drop one in. Just so I can show. And then you can put the better quality one up there. So, yeah, wax sealing kit, bang, straight in your storage BSB. There you go. So, that's job done with that. Okay, let's give Raynstorm the other one.
You could find it.
Yeah, I was dropping it on the wrong side as I usually do.
Oh. Oops.
Right, thank you, Raynstorm. And the sealed pottery jar of honey, where was I going to put that?
You can put it in your kitchen.
Yeah, true. I'll
See?
take it up there. Okay, we're all done though now, aren't we? So if you want to say your goodbyes, I'll say the outro.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day.
And thank you very much, Raynstorm, for helping me again on this episode. Thank you for taking your time out to do that, and thank you for all the help gathering the resources that you normally do. For the rest of you, wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.